From Pleb Lab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker News Live!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Stacker News. My name is Car and Keyan on here. Yeah.
What?
How's it going?
Should we redo that one too?
No.
Oh, okay. It's
no,
going,
I just disconnected for
it's
some
going good.
reason.
I'm savoring my independence today. I feel
Really?
free.
Do you
from
feel
the
freer?
Shackles of Britain.
Did you not feel free yesterday?
Yeah, no. I mean, once the ramparts.
Red glare.
Red glare. Red Blair. Sounds like a hot day.
Hang on, I know it. It's a red stare.
Oh.
And then red glare. Something, I don't know.
Yeah,
I need the music for it.
Yeah, and all I know is you're supposed to take off your hat and hold your heart.
Yeah.
When they sing that. But yeah, it was a good week, and Austin likes fireworks, so
dude, it was awesome down there, man. You should have saw it. It was amazing.
I've been the last 2 years until we have one of those like drone things. I'm okay. I don't.
Well, that was one of the weird things this time around was like the drones were there, and I just kind of wanted somebody to like shoot them down. I was just like, dude, you're ruining the experience.
Oh, they were taking pictures with drones.
Well, there was first it started off with just like one drone, like 5 minutes before. It's just like that one jerk, right? That's just like gonna do it. Like, okay, that's fine. And then once it started going, like everybody sent out their drones, and it just felt very like, oh man, this is where we're at.
Everyone's gonna have a personal drone. It's gonna be following them around everywhere.
Gosh, dude, what happened?
It's the future, dude.
Somebody needs to make like a thing where like you push a button and all the drones just crash.
Yeah, like what are those, like the EMF things?
Yeah, that would be cool for drones. But yeah, I think that was the only thing that kind of ruined the experience a little bit. But it was still really cool.
Yeah, I don't even understand what people's fascination is with recording fireworks. Like, who wants to watch a recording of fireworks?
Well, they want to watch it in their like Apple Glass stuff, dude. They want to replay it live, and they just kind of sat around.
Do they do that?
Yeah, dude. Like Apple's pitching people on the whole thing that you can relive these memories.
Ew. I don't even like normal memories. Why would I want?
There's a group of people that want that. Yeah. They want to be able to relive, and they want to relive those memories, and then they also want to live to be 2,000 years old.
Oh, well, being 2,000 years old might be interesting.
I don't know. I feel like you would just get bored with it too.
I'm kind of curious what I look like, all like shriveled up, 2,000 years old.
No, I'm sure you would take some stuff to live past, the first 100.
Yeah, like cow testosterone.
I think honestly, like if I'm really thinking about it, I think I'd rather have clones than people living past. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what children are.
What's what?
That's basically what children are.
Well, yeah, I know. But if we had to choose between two pathways, is like clonism or whatever, or like ageism.
Clonism? Did you just combine cloning
and
with
then
communism?
Or ageism? I would really rather just like do clones. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Like say you die.
Why not
Let's say
both?
you die like 20 years from now. I'd rather just clone you at
Why not
this
have
age.
an immortal army of clones of yourself, given the choice?
No, they need to probably like stop people from doing multiple clones, too many clones. I could be into clones.
I don't know. You want to regulate whether I can have.
Well, maybe the first
more
step.
clones?
Maybe the first step is just like an Android clone. Maybe that's.
It sounded like colonialism to me, Car. You sound like a colonialist.
That would be hilarious. If you've never seen this crazy show, it's about Stacker.news, the front page of Bitcoin. It's the only place that I know of that you can go and get sats for posting links, which is kind of nuts.
You can do that on Nostr too.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay. Well, Nostr too. But what's cool about this place is you get to read what the stackers want to talk about, what they want to see, and what they want to vote on. And this is where every week we have to cover this, and sometimes I don't even want to cover it.
Yeah.
Like today, there's a couple top stories where I'm like, man, I'm shaking my head. I'm like, man, Car, don't want to talk about that.
But none of them are about eCash.
I know, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, you kind of work in the ecosystem, and the last thing you want to do is, say the wrong thing, if that makes any sense.
Who's going to care?
Yeah. People watch this show, Coop.
No one watches the show but your sister.
We have a person here in the audience.
We have an audience member. It's a Paige shill, Car.
Anyways, let's jump into the top 5 stories of the week. The first top story is new major release Phoenix Android / iOS / server now supports Bolt 12. This is from RSync25 Lightning Territory, 16 comments, 3,806 sats. Keyan, what's this?
This is Bolt 12. So Bolt 12 has seen its first, I think its first major release in a popular, Node implementation. Like, Phoenix is probably one of the most popular.
I like the Jetsons reference here.
Mobile phone Node wallet, Lightning Node wallet things, and they put Bolt 12 in it, which is, a pretty big deal. Otherwise, the other biggest popular implementation is maybe L&D, but L&D doesn't support a Bolt 12 yet. So this is maybe the next biggest thing, the second biggest way that Bolt 12 can come to people. And it's here, it's there. I still think you have to open your node to receive, unless you have like Google Play services that can like wake up your phone when it receives a payment. There was another thread on Stacker News where a bunch of people were trying it out. I don't have Phoenix, so because I'm America all the way, and they're not in America anymore, so I don't get to use it. But yeah, really cool. I'm excited about Bolt 12. I think it'll be awesome. I think Lisa calls it Lightning version 2.
Oh, nice.
And so this is Lightning version 2.
Got Nat with the top comment. He says, Phoenix is solid, and in some ways it's good that it's not in the US App Store because it pushes people to install it directly from Async or from alternative store, use more private / open OS like Graphene OS, travel more outside. Okay. EK said, wow, Async just delivers. Need to test that out soon. Entropy Bearer says, so cool from their GitHub. I was definitely not expecting Bolt 12 support so soon. Gonna have to try it ASAP. Tamales says, I feel like Bolt 12 on Phoenix could almost replace BTC Pay server. Really?
Yeah, you would just need a way you would need a webhook or something to be like, oh, this is paid.
Oh, so you're saying maybe just like you could basically have all the plumbing as far as like the Shopify store, and then the last piece is just the when it gets to the payment.
Well, you have this thing that can receive payments pretty easily, and you don't need to communicate with it all the time. Like you would show to the customer the right Bolt 12, and it pays to your Phoenix wallet. And if your Phoenix wallet has a way of communicating to you, or your your payment system, whatever you use at a store, that it was paid, boom, you're done. That's all you need.
I guess I'm trying to figure out then, how is that any different than just an LNURL address?
You could do something similar with LNURL, but for LNURL, you need a web server running.
Well, yeah, I know that, but what would be the biggest difference in this kind of? I'm more talking about the BTC Pay, replacing BTC Pay server. What's the more? Do you understand what I'm trying to say, or am I saying it too fast in my head?
Well, I don't.
I guess what I'm trying to say is,
I answered your question already. Was it the question I thought you were asking?
So if it's just a static QR code then how will it replace BTC Pay server?
Because you don't need a web server. You don't need something like BTC Pay server to be generating invoices for you.
Oh, that's what he means. Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, because you just have these static ones, and they scan them.
So hypothetically, you could just create like your own shopping cart experience, and then just add like a Bolt 12.
Yeah, for like each product, you have a Bolt 12.
And total shopping
That's
cart.
what I imagine it would work
right?
Like, but I don't know exactly.
Somebody should figure that out.
Well, I think it will come pretty soon.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That was fast.
They also have contact lists now.
Oh.
So you can I think it'll save the Bolt 12 for anyone you identify in the app. And so I can pay you without you having to send me an invoice now if we're both using Phoenix.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
All right, cool. The next top story is analysis of 0xB10C's weird Bitcoin transaction. This is a super testnet post, July 1st, Bitcoin territory, 51 comments, 25K sats. Keyan, what's this?
Yeah, someone did some like Bitcoin transaction art. You know, not maybe art in the sense of like they drew a pretty picture, but art in the sense it's not like an NFT, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like information art. They did like a bunch of fun things with a transaction where they used all the input types, and they did they add like a lot of the amounts that they're sending are like, you know, their special dates and all kinds of stuff. And Super tries to figure out all the things that they did and report on them. And the person who created the transaction came in the comments and responded as anon, and he signed his messages, their messages demonstrating that they were in fact the person who created the transaction. And yeah, he said there's more stuff to be found in it. Super did not find all the stuff, even though we found a bunch of stuff.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
We got Monodical. He says EC1 PFEESRAWGF is the correct address rendering for this output, since it is a valid SegWit v1 witness program, even though the combination of witness version and program length does not correspond to any defined spending rules.
Yeah, he created a 2-byte output script. And so I don't know how you do that. I don't know how most of this stuff happens because I'm not like super base chainy, but I don't know. Really, fun. This is something that I imagine was a lot of fun to do.
Why would they do this for?
Just for the same reason anyone makes a piece of art, just to kind of
learn and see.
Yeah, learn, just kind of express themselves. Like, look at all this cool stuff I can do.
Oh, interesting.
Look at the things I find important that I want to transmit to you. That kind of thing.
Oliver Weiss says, so many details. It feels like it is you doing this. And Super Testnet says, it wasn't me. I would have done it on testnet. It's totally a super answer.
Maybe they did do it on testnet already, and then they went live with it. But I think Super said it was expensive.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the fees were on it. But
if you look over here, it's $43.
Okay, that's not too bad. I think maybe he meant expensive in terms of they ended up doing like a bunch of they made like the transaction ID have a bunch of leading zeros in it, and maybe that's what he means was expensive because he had to like mine it.
Cool. Good post. Yeah, it's very techie week. Technical week on Stacker News. The next top story is Bitcoin is illegal because it is not legal tender. This is from Darthcoin, July 1st, Bitcoiners territory, 28 comments, 4K sats. What is this?
So Darthcoin continues his series, Bitcoin Deniers Myths Debunked, BDMD. And this is number 3, but he's helping us understand what legal tender is. And apparently what legal tender is if you take out, this is how Darthcoin describes it. If you take out a loan and the loan terms do not state the currency or the method of repayment in it, then whoever issued the loan to you has to accept anything deemed legal tender as payment for the loan. That's what legal tender is. And so it's I guess the technical definition is it's the thing that the government allows you to discharge debts that otherwise aren't contractually stipulated to be in some other currency. And so it's like, basically it's like, it's not that big of a deal to have legal tender. I mean, it would be in the case where, Darth doesn't pay taxes, but for people who pay taxes, if Bitcoin were legal tender, the government would, by its own legal tender laws, have to accept Bitcoin as payment for taxes. But because taxes are basically a debt. But yeah, that's what he does to describe it here. And he goes on to describe other things about how Bitcoin is not seen as money by the government, and we shouldn't allow it to be treated as such by the government, and their laws don't apply to Bitcoin because it's not currency by their own definitions or something.
Yeah, we got Lux with the top comment. Lux says, if the buyer buys something and the seller refuses to take offered legal tender, the debt is discharged if the contract does not specify differently. I got 0x Bitcoiner says, this question of being illegal is history. Only deniers don't see it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on this, to be honest. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I guess, Darthcoin is debunking the myth that Bitcoin is illegal because it isn't legal tender. And so
looks like he's done one already.
He has done that was the third one in his series. I think another top, and the fifth top story is his second one in the series. So we'll get to that a story or two from now, or right now.
Yeah, let's just get into it right now because it's already there. So this is the fifth top story. Governments will shut down the internet, so Bitcoin is dead. This is from Bitcoiner's Territory, Darthcoin, 28 comments, 2,000 KSATs. So this is the fifth top story. So he had two top stories?
That should be the fourth top story.
Okay, it's the fourth top story.
There should be constructive criticism versus unconstructive. Do you have that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the fourth top story. This was supposed to be the fifth, but we're skipping around.
Darth threw us off this week. It's your fault, Darth. So what is this about?
That's right, Darth. This one's about, so the myth that he's debunking here is that the government will shut down the internet to shut down Bitcoin if it has to. And so Bitcoin, if the government doesn't want Bitcoin to exist, it won't exist because the government will shut down the internet.
I don't think that's why they'll shut down the internet, but keep going.
Why will they shut down the internet?
To roll out the CBDC.
Wait, how would doesn't the CBDC rely on the internet? No?
I'm telling you.
They're going to be using eCash,
cyber
right?
pandemic. Roll out the CBDC.
Colonialism.
No, that's how they'll roll out the CBDC, dude. Come on.
Dude, you know who's going to
Bitcoin?
You know who's going to replace Biden? His clone.
Some people think he already has
Young Biden. Young Biden.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Say that again.
For cyber COVID? Yeah. Get your booster.
I don't think that, dude, that seems like
CBDC booster.
Dude, they pulled off COVID really well. Like, that worked. Do you think they can't pull off a cyber pandemic?
No.
Obviously, it's not going to be a complete blackout, right? It's not going to be, this just will be probably like the major areas that'll be blacked out. Come on, man. It's totally feasible.
I don't even know what you're saying. You're like, they're going to roll out an internet currency without the internet. It's basically what you're saying. So
it's basically Mr. Robot.
But they had the internet, Mr. Robot.
No, they shut it down. Pretty sure they shut it down. Then they wrote out the bank coin.
You're like writing some fan fiction right now.
I'll write my fan fiction this weekend. Cool. So what did he come on? What side did he come on with this?
Well, he just said the government won't shut down the internet because they rely on the government. The government themselves relies on the internet. And so that's a big one. And then he talks about a bunch of alternatives to using ISPs, using the parts of the internet that the governments would shut down, using mesh networks.
Yeah, totally.
He's like, if we have to, we'll get around it, and they won't do it anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. Yeah.
It's a good post. Good post. Well, I think that's so this is the third top story.
No, so that's the final one because we've already done 4. You skipped it to go to Darth's second post.
So we're done with Darth's post today.
If that's what you decide. I'm just subject to your rule.
He's not watching this. He doesn't care about this. Coop.
Okay, Corp. Do you see his finger?
Yeah.
You saw that picture of his finger?
Yeah. Hopefully it's doing better.
We should do a whole podcast about.
Dude. I mean, that fucking hurts, dude. Sorry. I didn't mean to curse. The constructive criticism versus unconstructive criticism of OpenSats. This is from Kepford, July 2nd, Bitcoin territory. 23 comments, 3,500 sats. Keyan, what's this? I've never heard of this place.
Oh, that's weird. Because you've done podcasts with the founder of it. And I think you have like a tattoo on your lower back.
Whoa.
Of both Matt Odell and just says Odell in like a script font.
That's weird. That's weird. This is where your mind is going to.
Rose
this is where your mind is going to.
And a little elf next to it. But
it's weird where your mind went.
I'm sexy, dude. But let's see. He's a bit, I think OpenSats came out with an announcement that they gave a new round of grants, and people, when these grants go out, they get upset that they weren't a recipient during this round or previous rounds, and they feel like it's a little bit of an oligopoly, and the money is being
so they just
kept away from them.
Just added all this. Everybody just went off on them or something, or what?
Yeah. And so I guess that's what Kepford is responding to. I didn't really see much of this.
You kind of see it on Nostr more than you do on Stacker News. I don't think Stacker News.
No, I don't. Well, I don't think anyone who is paying attention to either anyone who's associated with OpenSats, they're all on Nostr. And so I think if you want to attack them, that's where you have to go. Yeah. But, apparently the backlash is pretty big. You see this when Spiral gives out grants too. The same thing happens. And, and I think it's not very, they're not really telling OpenSats how to fix it. They're mostly just complaining and saying they're corrupt and whatever. So that's what Kepford is.
I think the biggest thing here is like, when I think about it, like I know too many people on that board to like really talk about it publicly, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go directly to those people and tell them, any feedback. And I hate the word criticism because it's like the dumbest word to use in this scenario. It's more like feedback. Like constructive feedback it's a much more appropriate word for something like this, because it's whenever you're doing like a community type of thing, it's ever evolving and it's ever changing because of the people in it. So you have to be a little bit more constructive about the feedback that you give, and it has to be direct to the people. It can't just be an anonymous post just online. That's just, to me, that's just very cowardly way of doing it. But yeah, I think constructive feedback is good. I mean, you run Snacker News, you get constructive feedback. I run PlebPoet, I get constructive feedback all the time. Sometimes criticisms too, and you just try to fix and you learn along the way. And that's all you really can do whenever you're doing something that's community kind of focused like that. And that's, my heart goes out to them, because I don't know if I could take the beating like that publicly the way they are. But I do know the people that, like, Nifty's on the board, right? I mean, Ben, know Ben really well, Matt. So it's kind of hard, like, so it's just kind of one of those things where you kind of just have to give your feedback directly to them. And then, but I would say their heart's in the right place. They're doing the right thing. I mean, dude, we sent a lot of people to OpenSats, like a lot of the top builders that were looking for funding. We sent there. I don't know if they got funded or not, but we sending them there. We sent them to the HRF. And I think I think it's important to have like the developer ecosystem, taken care of, as well as the Nostr ecosystem taken care of. And here, I'm going to show Plebbook real quick. But if you go to plebbook.com.
Don't go to Plebbook.
We have this whole thing here where grants and donations and stuff like that. So they're not the only people that are doing it. There's like BitMEX is doing it too. You got Brinks doing it, Chain Code Labs, Gemini Opportunity Fund, Human Rights, OpenSats, OKCoin.
You control more than just OpenSats.
Yeah, you can. There's Spiral, there's Ventian. Like, there's a lot more than just them. But I think, it's important to give, like, all these people are focused on the Bitcoin developers and the Nostr developers in the ecosystem. And it's important that there's just another player. And I think Jack is the one that gave them. That's public, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He gave them like, I think he gave them like 5 million or 10 million to start. And then he gave them more recently, I think another like 10, 15 million, something like that.
I mean, they're doing the best they can. So that's my 2 cents on it. Cool.
Yeah, having a bunch of money and figuring out what to do with it is hard, guys.
More money, more problems.
You have to sympathize with that.
It's a real thing. More money, more problems. That's Notorious B.I.G.
Here. This is what the other person said.
Next tops. No, that's it. That's all the top stories of the week.
Wow.
Now we're going to get into my favorite part of the show. Keyan's
You have a favorite part of the show?
Keyan's top picks this week.
Oh, well, this is meta here.
Oh, okay. So hang on.
We're all over the place.
We're all over the place this week. Darth threw us off.
Except the cowboy part.
Oh,
right?
so you
Unless
picked,
he's like being sneaky.
So your top post was an interview with EK from PlebPoet.
From PlebPoet. Do you want to talk about your...
What?
Do you want to talk about your thing with...
Yeah, if you want to. I thought this was a really interesting post because... you
read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was one of those things where when I saw it, I was like, I can hear y'all talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. Like whenever you read any of these interview things that I've been doing, it's like not trying to like write paragraphs. I'm just trying. And I'm also, when me and EK like decided to like sit down, I did not have any questions prepared. So like this is supposed to feel organic conversation style.
It was interesting. There was one where he said, "Do you think Jack Dorsey is on Stacker News?"
Yeah.
And he said no. Yeah. Like he kind of knew.
I know. That's why I asked. I was like, weird. Are you sure?
And then he goes, and you said confirm. And then he goes, and then he said he thinks it's because he's too busy and Stacker News is on.
Which I could hear Keyan saying the same thing.
I will say this. He has responded to a Nostr note on mine where I literally right underneath that I put a Stacker News link. So I think he does know.
He's aware.
I think he does know it exists.
I'm going to get to the place where I get to interview Jack Dorsey like this someday.
Jack, if you're watching.
Speaking it into the world.
But yeah, I thought that was a good one. And then this one surprised me. You said, what's something that never gets talked about on Stacker News that you wish would? That's a good question. And he says, it's like the surprising, interesting doesn't have to be controversial, but usually is outliers.
Yep.
What did you think about this question? He said, Coob and the Stackers. What do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah. So this, I think, the result that you get here in this post is after like taking what EK says to me and writing notes about it and then thinking about it for a week and then coming back to it. And like EK already speaks a different language. And so we're kind of like mashing those like ideas together. So maybe it didn't come out like that great of a like smooth transition of what we were talking about. But he was just pointing to the fact that, like, if you just appeared on Stacker News and you saw that Coob was the creator, but he's also, like, a big stacker, you'd be like, that's weird. But really, it's just that he posts great stuff.
Yeah. I remember when he used to post terrible things.
See?
In the early days.
Me too. I was just looking at that.
I do zap. I try not to zap them very often.
Exactly.
But when I do, it's usually because it's, like, a really good post.
Exactly. It's a righteous zap.
Yeah, it's more righteous. But there's some stackers out there that just will like, zap them.
And that's okay. And that's
not okay.
But it's needed in the Stacker News space. It's going to happen. There's going to be fanatics.
He's the Fiat Joff of Stacker News.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And that's fine.
Just
and
like
congratulations, Coob.
Is the Nostr. No, this is good.
Okay, yeah,
good
it was
stuff.
Fun. I'm thinking about who I'm going to interview next, but do you have any ideas?
Who are you interviewing next?
I'm thinking about one of the Mutiny Boys.
Ooh. You know who I would really like to see you interview? Mm-hmm. Janet Yellen.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Janet Yellen, because she has a lot of hot topics or hot answers.
Has she been around lately?
She lurks.
Appearing,
she lurks
lurking,
on Stacker News.
Lurking. Okay.
I think Undisciplined would be good, and I know Darth Coin probably wouldn't do it, but Darth Coin would be interesting.
That would be great, yeah.
Or Undisciplined, or Natalia, I think would be another good
But
one.
I do love to do these.
Siggy too. I mean, basically all the.
I do love to do these in person. So if it ever happens.
Oh, in person.
If it ever happens that we're in the same place, which I will be in Nashville. So.
There you go.
Stackers reach out, I guess.
Yeah, you should totally do
that'd be fun.
Some in Nashville.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll be there.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Hell yeah.
Keyan, what did you think of this post? This is one of your favorite posts this week?
Yeah, it was cool. It's nice hearing about EK. I normally don't
Did you know all this stuff?
I don't let him talk when when we're together. I give him. No, I'm just kidding. It's just cool to hear how he, confirming that EK is a different person with me than he is with other people is nice. So he's the same person. And I liked it. I like EK.
Yeah. Good post. Your other post was major 2024 customer data breaches so far. What's this?
This was a post from Scoresby where he summarized all the data. I was surprised. I'd been seeing these data breaches, but I hadn't really totaled them up.
Trelio got that's big, dude.
Yeah, that was the earliest one in the year.
Everybody uses that for I
think they were bought by Salesforce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like somebody's trying to do a cyber pandemic.
First, they have to shut off the internet, right, Car?
Well, first you get access to Trelio. There's a lot of servers that, this is smart. And AT&T and Dell, coincidence? It writes itself.
Sound effects.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, but it's a great summary, and you can click and view them all. But that's that's 2 times the American population. Most of us have probably been, had our data leaks more than once within the year already, which is crazy.
Golly. We had, who was the top comment? 21E6 says, add Philippines Jollibee Food Corporation, 11 million customers.
Yeah, this probably happens all the time, all over the world. These are just kind of the ones that break in the United States.
PlebPoet said, add Ticketmaster to the list. Apparently Ticketmaster too.
Yeah, but they were using Snowflake.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing is it's like a Russian doll thing of data. And one of the Russian dolls gets breached.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. They're positioning for the cyber pandemic. This makes sense. We're going to jump into my top stories of the week. The first one was
brace yourselves.
Mt. Gox distributions. What do you think about this? Did you see this?
I don't care. It's just
the price is falling.
Yay! I don't know.
Price is falling 56.
Once Bitcoin's at $10,000, then I'll be.
You see the memes now. The Bitcoin crash memes are coming too. First times.
Doesn't this happen all the time?
This happens on every cycle. We get a Mt. Gox news item, and then
this other thing is a news item. This is actual selling. I think this is actual dumping.
Yeah. People will dump and then kick off the bull run. August, all that. It's just the same. It's literally I feel like the Merovingian sometimes, where you're just in the Matrix. You're just yep, seen this.
Was it the Merovingian? Is he the one with
he was the one. He was the one that kind of saw it all playing out. He's oh yeah, this is going to happen. That's going to go in this. I don't count the new one. That's not in the canon in my book.
Oh yeah, because it's the best one. It stands on its own, separate.
That Matrix is terrible.
It's so meta.
I tried watching it again. I told you, right? I really tried watching it, and you can't. No one in their right mind can stomach through that.
I must be out of my mind because I thought it was. Oh
yeah, you liked it, but
I thought it was okay.
Did you like the first Matrix though? Probably not.
Yes,
you did like the first one.
Yes, I liked all of them.
And the third one.
I watched all 3 of them going up to the fourth one.
How much did you like it?
A lot. And I'd actually I'd the second watch through. We really made sure we understood everything that they were talking about, and so we rewatched parts of it and really try to break it down. The fourth one was, I think, as good as a fourth one could be. It was super meta.
It was so
kind of self-aware.
It was so dumb.
I felt like the third one was dumb too.
I think the acting was really good, and everything visually looked good. It was just terrible story, man. Anyways,
yeah.
I don't know how we got off that, but yeah, Mt. Gox. The other one was, so this came out, the Bitcoin Asia. All roads leads to Lightning. Play this.
We have amazing developers on our team all around the world that have really been working to make this possible.
No, I did not watch any Bitcoin
protocol
Asia
development
talks.
We at Lightning Labs are protocol developers.
No, I'm probably going to watch it this weekend.
Amazing Bitcoin core developers that work on the Bitcoin
cool.
data.
They're out there promoting
there are complexities, right? We're building things that no one has ever built
Probably shouldn't play it all, right? Yeah, check it out. I thought that was interesting. The other one, Santos posted this announcing ZapConf 2024. Boom. He's going to be doing a virtual conference, which I don't know why more people don't do virtual conferences. It's such an easy lift.
I think it depends on the person throwing it, but I think some of them, they're harder to do well. I think that's the main reason why.
Yeah, I think it's probably just the organizing, but I think there's definitely an avenue for virtual conferences.
I think I don't know. I mean, I don't think I've attended one.
But check
before,
it out. Stackers, if you're interested, check out ZapConf. It'll be in September. I think he's going to do a hackathon. He's looking for sponsors. Reach out. The other one was artificial intelligence. Did you see the debates on this stuff that I was dropping this weekend?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it was some really good back and forth talk on the whole AI stuff. I don't know. I feel like there's this kind of so there's like two qualms about this when it comes to AI. There's like the qualm about, we're not going to get to AGI by 2028. There's that qualm. And then there's the qualm that AI actually doesn't do anything. It's just, how do you say, like regurgitating already copied. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. You have two completely opposite takes on it, which I think suggests that people don't know what the future of it is. Well, at least one side really doesn't know what the future of it is, but most people are out of their depth, I think, too, when they're trying to understand it.
Yeah. So there was just a ton of debates kind of going on. I think it's still kind of going on. I think the original, like right here, I'll read the top part because I think this kind of summarizes it pretty well. Early AI pioneers were optimistic. In 1965, Herbert Simon predicted in his book, The Shape of Automation for Men in Management, that machines will be capable within 20 years of doing any work that a man can do. This was and then in 1970, Life magazine, Marvin Minsky quoted as declaring that in the next 3 to 8 years, we will have a machine with general intelligence of an average human being. This was in the 70s. So if you fast forward now, it still kind of remained unclear until here recently, but AGI seems like the primary goal for all this. And so you have AI doomers declaring that the existential threat from AGI is their number one fear. I think Elon's a part of that. Darth Coin here on Stacker News is a part of that.
I don't think he believes in AGI. I think
he's the whole doomerism around AI.
He's definitely a doomer.
Yeah. So many AI practitioners have speculated on the timeline to AGI. One predicting, for example, a 50% chance that it have AGI by 2028. So it kind of goes back to the whole other thing. But when I look at this, and I've been reading more, I've been watching more, I've been like listening more about AI and all this kind of stuff. I want to get your feedback on this. I tend to think that it's going to be a similar kind of shift we'll see, and it won't happen right away, but it'll be a similar shift that we kind of saw from like analog recording in music to digital recording in music. And just want to point out one thing with that is that took a long period of time for the whole ecosystem, production suite, plugins, even the equipment itself to get to be digital, right? That took like over a decade plus, right? And then so that's part of it. Then you had the Napster part of it, which was the peer-to-peer decentralized system. So that's another layer on top of your already going from analog to digital. Doesn't mean that couldn't have happened without it. It just meant that it was just far easier to make that happen. Then the iPod, and then the rest is history after that. I kind of think it's kind of similar. The only difference this time is that there's technologists that are used to working directly with computers, and that's going to be abstracted away from them in a sense, right? And then there's this, for me, when I look at it, me and Uncle Jim were talking about this, but there's this whole gray area that if by the time we get to 2028, if it actually does hit, AGI hits in 2028, you have this gray area because you have this peer-to-peer machine-to-machine payment prospect to it now with Bitcoin. And then a lot of this will be a little bit. I think I said in the Saturday News, but I think it'd be kind of commoditized based on the type of reading I'm seeing out there. It seems like a lot of it's going to be easier to produce, easier to create, all that kind of same thing that we saw with the digital stuff. Like once the digital thing happened, everybody in their bedroom became a bedroom producer, right? It was like overnight.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, it just naturally happened. That the opportunity to then go and record things, you didn't necessarily need a studio anymore. But I think what ended up happening, what we ended up seeing happen was there's kind of merge between the analog and digital. And you kind of saw those, and that's where the equilibrium was eventually. Anyway, just want your thoughts on that. What do you think about that?
About what? You said like you had...
Yeah, just want your thoughts on it.
I don't think you had a point I don't
really have a point. I just think it's interesting that this kind of conversation
bounce on.
At least it's moving in a direction. I don't know. Do you sit on anywhere on this, any of this stuff?
I mean, I think the only thing I think that I might say is that the one unique thing about AI that's unlike many of these other transitions in technology is that you can use AI to make AI. And so I think that is pretty, that doesn't exist at the same level that like that degree of self-reference and like self-feedback does not exist in other things. I think this will be the strongest self-feedback that we ever experience. And so that's why I think, and while Marvin Minsky was wrong and that so many of those predictions are wrong, it doesn't say it's going to be slower. It's going to be that slow and we're going to be that wrong now. I think we could make better predictions now given the position that we're in, and we are closer. I think they would be very happy with where we are now. They might even be suggesting, they might have been mostly trying to predict the degree to which we have AI now. I don't know. But
it sounds like you have an opinion on it, which is what I was looking for. Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. I thought the guy who used to work for OpenAI safety board that you shared his essay or his like series of essays, articles or whatever that he's been writing. Watched a podcast with him, and I need to check that out. He's pretty convinced that they said they're already building, I think like $500 billion it's like $50 billion data centers. And some of these companies are already looking to acquire power, kind of like what Bitcoin miners do. And he said eventually we'll have $1 trillion data centers, and where these companies are willing to spend $1 trillion just to train AI on it. And he's thought about it very far out, like where this becomes like relevant at a national security level. And it is very preoccupied with like defending our AI intellectual property.
Well, yeah, I mean, I shared the other post. There was one with Sama that he did an interview with the guy, your favorite person from Airbnb. And he had their TAM. He had their TAM as the world's GDP. That's what he put inside their deck. And I was just like blown away. I was like, what? So they're buying it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what occurred to me is you have Apple, you have Google, specifically Apple and Google, who've been sitting on like hundreds of billions of dollars in their treasury in cash with nothing to do with it. And this lines up perfectly with things that are like consistent about their beliefs and everything. And so you can imagine them finally deploying that toward something and or toward AI. And so that's like another thing that's kind of bullish in favor of AI getting better rather quickly, fast, is because a bunch of the people who have been making all the money more recently haven't really found a mission that they wanted to spend it on. And here it is.
You think it's bullish for Bitcoin, machine-to-machine payments?
I don't even think we have human to human payments yet in Bitcoin working very well.
Would it be easier though?
No, I don't think so. I mean, automating something is, I think, harder than doing it manually. Just like I still can't vacuum my.
Do you think they'll get to?
Well, maybe I could. If
do you think they'll get to AGI faster than we'll get to better machine-to-machine payments?
I don't know. I don't really know yet. But I would guess most of the people who are making AI, I'm not sure they're all that concerned with good money. I don't really see them as Bitcoiners so much. I do think it is somewhat like at opposite ends with a lot of the people in AI. Bitcoin is. So I could imagine them more so using a CBDC or something else like that, especially in a situation where this does become relevant to like national security. I don't know. But again, we don't even have good human to human payments yet with Bitcoin.
Still too early, but yeah. See, you had some stuff in you. The other one I want to bring up was this other post was, why did Russia invade Ukraine? So Kefir dropped this week, right before July 4th. And Stackers thinks it's because they fear NATO expansion.
Oh, right. Yeah. Why did the war happen 3 years ago? Yeah, there's a lot of perspectives out there on this. And
dude, it's crazy to see the Stackers so political.
Yeah, it's very, this is like very divisive politically. Like the left largely considers it, Putin is kind of a maniac and an imperialist.
These comments never end.
And then people who are more on the right side of the right wing side of things feel that we were encroaching on like sacred ground, and that's why Putin attacked. I don't know what's right because there's truth is like hard to find. I think Yeah.
Darth Coin with the top comment. It says it's all a globalist game. All wars are bankster wars. What do you think about that?
I mean, there's certainly several people getting rich off this war, and I would assume banks are.
Yeah,
part of it.
It's an interesting week on Stacker News. A lot of technical stuff, a lot of political stuff. 4th of July. Yeah. I don't know if I saw that many 4th of July posts. Stacker News this week, but
maybe. I don't think so. I don't think we did. We didn't do last year we did fireworks, and I forgot this year. Big mistake.
We're gonna jump into Meta. Those are all my top posts of the week. This is Meta. Why don't stackers donate to rewards anymore? What are rewards?
What are rewards?
Yeah,
they're at the bottom there. If you go,
that's probably why. There you go.
Oh, this is a really long thread. Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
Well, yeah.
That's why it's at the bottom.
Yeah, and I don't know. Jana's calling out the devil. Yeah. The devil's out.
So what does this mean though? What does this mean? So you donate and then what happens?
You donate and then it gets distributed to other stackers at the end of the day.
Really?
You don't rise on the leaderboard from donating.
So you rise in the leaderboard from donating. I'm going to try it next week. So you found a cheat code on Stacker News. Wow.
It's not, I mean, are you
fixing these cheat codes?
No, I'm not fixing any of it. I'm working on the wallets. That's mostly what I'm doing. I'm working on referrals right now.
So the whole post was about, here, let me go back. So the post was about why don't people donate?
Yeah. What happened to people donating to rewards? That's what he said.
Ruby said that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes. If someone has some sats that they would like to give to the best stackers.
I've been doing Stacker News since 21. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah. You got to be paying attention. But
no.
Yeah, we don't. It's at the bottom, and it has a big donate button on the rewards page. But
Cool.
Maybe we could do better about that. But this should let people know that they can.
The other meta was SN Bitcoin Classroom. This is from I Am Single Bitcoin Territory. 33 comments, 1,600 cents. What's this?
Yeah, I Am Single. Once he thinks that we should have like a group learning period of time, and and then a bunch of people talked about it. I think that if he has questions, you should just ask them as a post. That's what I like.
What would be this between an AMA though?
He wants it to be recurring and be like kind of like a Genius Bar online, 1 hour a week or a month or something.
For that?
I don't know.
I would just tell them, start it next. Just pick a date, pick a time, tag people, and then see who shows up.
That's how I would roll. If this is something that really needs to happen, I think it'll come together like a way like that. Do it,
and then see if people show up.
But I think people opting
tag this guy. He's on there all the time. Tag EK. He'll answer questions.
Yeah, I'll try to answer. I can Google pretty well things that I don't know. And
Bitcoin Pleb Dev. He'll answer questions. Tag PlebPoet. She'll answer questions. Tag the people. Yeah. More technical questions for you. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Made it happen.
What's the devil's favorite number?
The next one was we do it because it's hard. This is John F. Kennedy. Coob post.
I was going to like rewrite his speech in here, and I was like, oh, that's so like fucking.
We do it. We go to the moon
blowhardy
because it's hard, not because we need. What do you say?
We go to the moon not because it's easy, but because it's hard.
Yeah,
and then
because we're explorers. I love that. That's one of my favorite speeches.
It's a great speech. He gave a lot of great speeches.
One of my favorite speeches. That one and the one with the man in the ring. Do you know that one?
The man in the arena?
Man in the arena. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah. That was a time, I think, when speeches really mattered. When it wasn't all about like the aesthetics.
Now we have crazy looking communistic speeches, it seems.
Clonistic.
What's this?
This is so we were redoing the wallets. This is what I've been working on. I was working on this for
2 years,
for about a month,
which is
I had to rewrite
Bitcoin time.
I had to rewrite all of our everything that did payments, basically all the things that did payments, and that's what I did. And this was that release, and it's actually not very glamorous because most people aren't even going to notice.
Nope.
But it's all in pursuit of what I think of as an ideal non-custodial wallet.
So wallets
experience.
are fixed then, is what you're saying?
Eventually they will be. They're not now.
So
this is
what are we doing next here? Are you gonna go?
Next is non-custodial zapping. So
that's what you're working on now?
I'm working on referrals right now, but yeah, that as far as the wallet, I'm going to work on the non-custodial zapping next.
Non-custodial zapping.
Taking a little detour.
Okay. So non-custodial zapping. And then after that, fix everything else.
After that, it's mostly make it really nice to add non-custodial wallets. And then the wallet plans are pretty much done. At that point, we won't be custodial anymore. Is the plan? Shut off custodianship.
Oh, so you'll shut it off after, or you'll give like a date?
Yes. Well, all the funds will still be available to withdrawal. Like regardless of when we go non-custodial, all of your custodial Bitcoin will be withdrawable as Bitcoin, but we won't allow you to add more Bitcoin to it or send it to someone else.
I told you Stackers was going to close the gates. I said this a year ago. I said Coob is going to close the gates once the bull run starts. This is what you're doing. Some preparation of it.
Okay. I don't view it that way, but yeah, we're going to give it a shot.
You're closing the gates.
The only other thing I see people doing in the ecosystem other than trying to make a decent non-custodial experience is staying custodial, but KYCing,
Oh, so you're saying you just don't want to do the KYC stuff?
We'll probably end up having to offer it as a option to people that don't mind being KYC'd.
So you're gonna go full non-custodial, and then after that give a deadline, and then say, here's the KYC line if you want to jump on KYC AML.
Yeah, that'll come later if we can find a partner that makes sense for helping us do that. Someone who's paid the millions of dollars that it costs to get licenses
there's only two
to hold.
of them. It's just Strike and Zebedee at this point, right?
Yeah.
So there's only two of them.
Yeah, we might offer both, frankly, as options. Maybe one person likes the KYC. Likes to be KYC'd with one of them and not the other.
If you're Strike or Zebedee, submit your bids.
I don't think it's more like they will they accept me? It's a very permission situation because there's only two of them. We're also
looking for a Stacker News Live sponsorship in Nashville. So
we're also looking for a new host, somebody to
replace Coob.
Oh shit!
Super Testnet if you're out there. Phone home.
He'd be so much better than me.
Yeah, he would be really good. What else we got?
Sing at the end.
I think that's it. Right? Or do you have anything else you want to say on this?
No, that's it. It's boring.
Cool. Let's jump into the top stackers of the week. This is the top stackers of the week. Got somebody in hiding. Undisciplined. Dude, Undisciplined's killing it.
Yeah, look at that.
I think I zap his everyday stacker this day in history. I zap that every day.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I wish he would throw like the top stories in there too.
You mean more of them?
Yeah.
Because he has 3 top stories.
I know he has a lot on his plate, so don't worry about it. But
he has 3 top stories in it, one from each year for that day. And he has a top comment, and he has a top territory and the top stacker.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, keep doing it. I love that. And then you, R-Sync, Gray Ruby, Bell Curve, EK. Oh, EK's back.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh, you can tell C-wallets are finished, so he came back.
They're not finished.
Shepard, Coins Report, 0x Bitcoiner, Tom K. Yeah. Darth Coin. Then we can go into the most important segment of Bitcoin, the Cowboy segment. I don't know why we still do this. Coob, Bitcoin is the future, and Discipline 117, David W.
David W. Yeah, he's been back. Yeah, I guess so.
Watching Boop.
Wait, 80 posts. This is for the week? Oh, no, this is like all time. That's right.
No, this is Cowboys.
Yeah. Because I haven't seen David W around, but he's maintaining his cowboy hat, which is pretty cool. So that means I could tag him in something and snare him into a conversation, pick his brain if I need to.
And then we got Million Sat Madness. I still call it that, even though it doesn't exist anymore. Leaderboard. Yeah.
Yeah. Roughly following the value rankings. I wonder if we should randomize it or something. I don't know. I'm thinking about stuff. But yeah, this will be who gets rewarded today. And you can donate to this with that big yellow button under the pie chart. You can give some sats to it. If you're satanic, you can do 6s.
Whoa.
If you want to, apparently if you want to beat people on the leaderboard, which is not advisable because I know how it works and it doesn't do that. But
Vake says, I'm watching the show.
Hey, Vake.
We got Rennie says, hello.
Oh, Malice 10. Malice 10 posts a lot of great photos from Venezuela.
That's what he said, or she said. And then Vake said, Matrix films get progressively worse as they go. Thank you. First, amazing classic.
I agree.
Second, very good. Third, mediocre. Fourth, awful. Told you.
I just feel like it wasn't. It was on trend. I didn't hate it. I feel like it's trendy to hate it. I don't want to hate it just because everyone's.
I got to deal with Vake.
Everyone's enjoying patting each other on the back for hating the movie.
Vake actually sent us a zap on Fountain saying that he or she got kicked off their couch and they need a place to live, and they picked your place.
Oh, yours
or my place. I said neither. I said come to PlebLab and we can figure it out. So
there
if you're really serious, fake, you don't
have a couch at
place,
Club.
have a place to go. We have good restrooms and showers here.
I don't know about good restrooms, but
the one upstairs is really good. Have you been to the 3rd floor?
Yeah, that's my secret bathroom.
Dude, what do you call it? I didn't even know we had that. He was like, is that where you go? I was like, yes, dude. Why would I go down here in the trash restroom? Anyways. Oh, yeah, because you are women. That's why.
Women are gross, but for some reason they keep the bathroom nice. Here, then wait.
We got Stacker News Live on Zapstream. Where is it at? Man, dude, Zapstream is just so like confusing as far as to get everywhere. There we go. Undisciplined says, I'm game, PlebPoet, if you're ever in the same place. There you go. You got
Let's go.
117 says, tell David W that Charts is back.
Oh, right. Yeah. 117, they resurrected the Charts territory. It's now Charts and Numbers.
Yeah.
And because previously KR was in charge of it.
Zapstream.
RIP.
Cool. Keyan, what are you doing this weekend?
I am.
Oh, how was the Tokyo? No, you said that you went to like a weird.
That's right. I went to a Japanese.
Yeah, how was that?
Art. It's like where they they paint with wood blocks. I forget what it's called. I wish I knew. I don't know. I don't remember.
They paint with wood blocks?
Yeah, it's like like a lot of the Japanese art that most people would recognize as Japanese art is this type of art where they like carve something into a wood block, put some ink or paint on it and press it into a piece of paper. And it was like kind of sort of mass produced art, but still today valued as art because it wasn't as as mass produced. Anyway, but that they had an exhibit at UT. What's the do you know the museum there? What's the museum at UT?
Off the top of my head.
Blanton. I was going to say Bampton. The Blanton had an exhibit. This was the last day. We went and checked it out. It was great. Cool. Yeah, lots of great stuff.
What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, nothing that.
Just work on
nothing like that.
Work on Saturday stuff.
It's what I do. It's who I am. What are you doing?
This weekend, what do we got this weekend? Is it the friend thing that we have, or is that next week? That's next week, right?
Not if we have the same friend.
Yeah, we have the same friend. So that's next week. This weekend, what am I doing this weekend? I think we're gonna be filming some stuff. Maybe not. It just depends. And then what else? Yeah, probably just that work. I have a very boring life, Coob. I don't know if you realize that.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, you might have a fun life. I don't think about life as boring or fun. When I say that, I mean like other people would see it and say, "Oh, it's boring," but I have fun doing it. Yeah, that's the important part. I don't think those people deserve to say anything. They could shut the heck up.
Yeah.
I mean, their life is probably lame anyway. They're probably like empty on the inside. No one loves them.
I hope not. It's a sad.
I don't wish that for them, but that's probably
sad
probably
thing.
what it's like for them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting here in July and August and September in Bitcoin. I think there's just a lot of I don't know. It just feels like the temperatures are rising as far as like ecosystem. It feels like everybody's getting ready for the bull run.
Okay.
I don't know. Could just be me.
I don't know. I'm not really feeling. I don't know what it feels like. I don't think I've ever
you just stay on Stacker News all day.
So. I don't think I've ever been in a bull. I don't think I've ever like seen the entry into a bull run before. So I don't really know what it feels like. But if I had to guess, it feels to me like nothing. Like it's nothing. Nothing's going to happen. I don't think this bull run is going to be like the other ones.
Oh, so you think it's actually going to be the price is going to be much lower?
I'm kind of
interesting.
I don't mean to be. I just don't think there's as much appetite.
Interesting. You think AI just ate most of it?
I think there's some of that. I think I just don't see for what reason the ETF is there. People, if they want to buy it, it's pretty easy to do for them. Maybe, but in the print, I don't think we'll be printing that much money anytime soon. I think the economy is going to be in a weird spot.
Oh, so you're canceling the bull run is what you're saying.
That's right. I'm canceling the bull run. You heard it here. Bull run canceled.
Super bearish.
Bearish.
You're bearish on Bitcoin.
I'm bullish on Bitcoin.
Bearish on
the price.
Bearish on payments.
If you ask me about the price.
Bearish on machine payments. Bearish on.
Yeah, I don't like lying to myself and other people about things.
I guess
if I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna under promise.
I guess we're all lying.
If I have to choose.
Interesting. Wow. Well,
yeah, but you're seeing it heating up, so maybe it's going to heat up.
I feel like it's heating up, but maybe
why not? I probably have a broken temperature gauge.
I can see the whole point about it maybe not getting where we think it's going to go. I could see that. Like I could see it breaking just 100 and that being the only thing. But I don't know, man. There's just a lot of more bullish news and more bullish things to get launched. So, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I think products will continue. I think there's tons of going on in the ecosystem. Lots of builders, more and more, and great ones. Yeah, I just don't. Where does the money come from? Yeah, I don't really understand money very well. So, I shouldn't even be allowed to speak. So, don't count what I'm saying.
Too late. We already did. Cool. Zackers, you go out there, you enjoy either your time with your families, eat some barbecue, eat some steak, turn on the grill and
flip a car over,
drink a cold one, and yeah, enjoy it. Cool.
Zap.